Alright, so going through the things on his backpack. You have a molded backpack with a sleeping bag here, a cell phone or a walkie-talkie that comes off. It's rather thick though, so that should be a positive because it gives it a little more substantial to stay in his hand right there. And then that just goes anywhere that you like pretty much, because there's all these different holes, but I think it works best over here. And then you have a molded radio or reception type thing that has an antenna on it that does go back and forth, but if you do it too much it will pop out. And then you have this little metal thing that if you don't want this little metal rack, you can take that off if you don't mind the holes right there. And then you can put it back in. And then you can take this right here that I originally thought was like a flashlight or a lantern. That can plug in this second hole or middle hole right there. And then you get this one right here, which is a frying pan, and it actually does snap closed if you're not using it. So you snap it closed, and then I usually attach it to here because I think that's where it goes. And then you take this right here, which is gasoline or whatever to start a fire or to fill up his little Benson burner or lantern or whatever right there. And then you take his gun. I think it goes, it's really hard kind of to figure this out, but I think if you fold up the little tripod here, if it doesn't fall off for you, you can at least have it pointing over his shoulder. It will be interesting to see where everyone else chooses to put this gun, but right there. And then you have the pickaxe, which I'm not 100% sure where that goes. Some people put it here as long as he's not using his poles. But let's go ahead and put his poles where I usually put them. Sorry if the lighting is not the best. But if you've been watching my videos for a while now, you know that we're kind of low tech here. Not by choice though, of course. So that's where those go. And then you have his skis here that have the hole that I think they just started doing with like the 25th anniversary line. They started putting holes in the flippers and the skis here and everything, so you can pose not only the fact that they fit on his backpack, but you can pose him with the skis on him, on his stand, thankfully, to the holes. So there's that. And then yeah, it would be interesting to figure out where this goes, but you could just hang it on the gun right there, or the little post that sticks out from the gun. And then he has this thing that I unrolled because I wanted to make sure I knew how to do the next and what I think is the best feature of this thing. So rolling it back up here. Then you take the little elastic thing and put it around it to hold it closed. And then if you don't have it everything on it, you can, especially if you just put the ice hook or ice pick or whatever, but with some work you can get it all fitting on there. And then we'll show you what I was talking about with the stand. You take your snow job figure, and you put the pegs into his feet. I believe they go with the thicker end to the front. And there you have him there, which he stands fine without the stand. But in case you want to have him looking like he's going down a mountain somehow, you could probably get some sideways poses with him. Or you just want him to be on his base because he's top heavy, or his name tag, name to show right there. So hopefully we haven't reached the new 15-minute mark. So this is the best thing, and I'm so thankful for the internet and other people doing either video reviews or photo reviews. When you don't, kind of like what I do with my beachhead figure, so I'll have to go back and talk about what I found out about the beachhead figure. But right now with this one, if you didn't know and you hadn't seen this amazing person that posted his pictures, even though we have a little bit of history with each other, but anyway, so there's these holes right here, and most people without seeing this guy's information would assume that I got a ripped thing, but you didn't. You take your two skis here, and you put the peg for the figure through the hole that's meant to go on the stand. You put the fat ends up. You take these and you slide them through. Now this next part is a little hard to do. You take the two ski poles and you take the little point that's on the end that doesn't have the straps, and you push those through these little holes here. See what I mean? They would like to fall out, but you push them in there and hope that they stay. And so the little holes and everything was put there intentionally, and it's just amazing that they put this much thought into it. But it would be nice if they had included an instruction thing, because I don't know that every kid would figure this out, especially as a grown-up. I didn't even figure it out. So you have those there, and then you get the, see, they just don't like to stay in, or at least mine don't. But if you can get it all the way pushed in, and you're not worried about time, and you're not filming, it's just they're a little soft, so trying to get it pushed through. But hopefully you guys can see that it makes a little tent or kind of cover right there. And then you take your frying pan, which is cool that it sticks to this, and the little hole down here, you put the burner there, and then you open up your thing and you get it to lay a little bit flatter, of course. And the more you play with these, you can make it a little bit wider or taller, or however you want to do it. And you can take all of this stuff and stand it up as best as you can, pretty much. And there's his gun. And so with some work, you could have him sitting down in here and all that kind of stuff. Or, like they were saying, if you don't want to use it as this tent, you can just use this as something that he's laying on, but that doesn't look too comfortable. But like if he had his sleeping bag and had this, it would keep the snow off of him. Or the other idea that you can do, and I see this as a two-parter video, is you take the figure here, you take his gun, with some work you get him there, and then you take and you put it like that. And when he's in the snow, nobody sees him, and he can attack Cobra. So anyway, I hope you guys thought that was interesting, and I will see you all later. Alright, thanks. Bye.